Hey, bienvenido, and welcome to another episode of me talking about things that I don't really understand. Now, some of you guys may already know me as that one French guy who's always making fun of the French language, but before I got to this point, it was a long road filled with a variety of jobs I didn't particularly enjoy, like writing pedicabs or selling macarons at La Durée. Although, you know what? I take that back. I really did enjoy that job because all the macarons we didn't sell ended up in my belly. But anyways, as I was looking back at all these jobs I'd had throughout the years, I thought, why not look at some of the craziest jobs and weird work cultures around the world? Now, obviously, we all need to make a living, but it is shocking how different the working styles are depending on where you live. So let's start with what I know best, the differences between the US and France. Now, having lived in both of those countries, having studied in both of those countries, and having worked in both of those countries, I can tell you the work cultures couldn't be more different. Most Americans work more than 40 hours a week, while in France, anything over 35 hours is considered overtime. Yeah. Le Code du Travail is an extensive document in France that lays out all the rules concerning labor laws. From dating coworkers, which is legal, to eating lunch at your desk, which is illegal, to having sex with a stranger on a business trip, which is obviously legal and a normal everyday activity according to a judge. A very French judge. French workers have a right to disconnect, droit à la déconnexion, which means they're allowed to not reply to emails or text messages out of their work hours, which makes sense. And companies can't demand that their employees be on call 24/7. However, recently, with the rise of remote work or télétravail, it's been a lot harder to enforce. French workers generally get about 30 days of paid vacation plus national holidays, whereas the average for Americans is an astonishing 11 days. No wonder 94% of Americans feel stressed at work. Notice periods in France are usually 1 month, but in the US, they don't technically require them by law. And of course, let's not forget about smoke breaks in France. Yep, smoke breaks are an official break in French workplaces. Okay, I'm going on my smoke break. This second pack won't finish itself. Hey, excuse me, I was wondering if I could use today's lunch break to go get life-saving surgery. I'll ask them not to put me under, and I'll keep my phone nearby just in case you need anything. Okay, I'll just get back to work. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going on vacation. Don't call me, don't text me, don't email me. I'll be back in a couple of weeks or months. I'll see if I like the place, okay? Bye. Yeah, so that's the baby monitor, you know, in case the baby starts crying or needs me or whatever. And that's the boss monitor in case it starts crying and, you know, needs me or whatever. Now, weirdly, when it comes to actual workplace environments, Americans tend to be a little bit more relaxed than the French. American workplaces tend to be more collaborative, while French workplaces rely more on hierarchy and structure. If you go into a job interview, for example, and you use the informal you, tu, instead of the formal you, vous, odds are they'll see that as a red flag and not hire you. Americans also tend to talk more about their personal lives at work. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Oh, yeah, sure. Is it about the project I submitted? Oh, no, don't worry. It's not you, it's me. Oh, I've been thinking a lot lately, you know, and I feel like my life is spiraling out of control. I mean, my wife left me, the kids won't talk to me anymore, my therapist says it's what's best for them, and I don't know, you know? I'm sorry, is that not a bit inappropriate right now? No, don't be silly. No, we're one big happy family here. I mean, I helped Robert out with his hemorrhoid problem last week. Is that some... Yeah, I'm sorry. I lied. It was Robert who helped me with my heavy problem. So yeah, that kind of authenticity could be kind of jarring for some. And now, let's check out some other places around the world. First stop is Sweden, where something called fika happens daily. When people stop working to have coffee and pastries and socialize with their colleagues. Fika is the inverse of the Swedish word kaffe, which, yes, means coffee. Fika originated in the 19th century and usually happens at around 10 a.m. and then again at 3 p.m. Next stop, in Spain, it turns out you can sleep in the middle of a workday. I need to move to Spain. You got it, it's siestas. Today, not everyone uses their siesta time to actually take a siesta, but they still take a break from 2 to 5 p.m., which is more than the typical 1-hour American lunch break. Hey, David, we need to talk about the finance forecast. You know, I'm just worried that Q3 won't be living up to the results of Q2. You know, I mean, do you think that a change in strategy is needed, or... We could try to push marketing across the Midwest. And increase in Canada too. I mean, I'm sure that'll get the market moving. Yeah, that's good. All right, you know what? Let's do that. Thank you, David. You're such a good listener. All right. There's actually an annual siesta championship where people can win money by sleeping, and they actually get extra points for snoring and drooling. I should sign my fiancée up.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Speaking of siestas, sleeping on the job is an acceptable thing to do in Japan. It is called inemuri. Japanese workers do an average of 25 hours of overtime per month. So, naturally, sleeping on the job is a sign of hard work and not that you had too many tequila shots with your buddies last night. Obviously not. Inemuri started around the 1980s after an economic boom led to more time at work. Now, obviously, you should still be subtle about sleeping. It's not super acceptable to snore loudly during a presentation or to nap on your boss's shoulder. It's gotta be subtle. In South Korea, it's common for the workers to drink with their colleagues after work. Now, obviously, this is something that's common pretty much everywhere in the world, but the South Koreans really go the extra mile. South Koreans, CEOs included, consume on average 14 shots of hard liquor a week with their colleagues. Damn, they know how to have fun. The definition of work hard, play hard. In Finland, you might have a gathering in a sauna with your colleagues to relax or socialize. And yes, obviously, usually naked, which just seems like the best way to bond with your boss. Some places even have designated saunas in their buildings. Former Finnish President Urho Kekkonen was actually said to have important business meetings and negotiations in his sauna. Hey, I thought we could go over the state of our sales. I'm sorry, sir, why are you wearing a towel? Yeah, well, I just thought we could go ahead and have this conversation in the sauna. Wait, you want to talk about finances in the sauna? Yeah, well, I wanted to show you the profit projections for Q3. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't bring a bathing suit, or neither did I. All right, now that we've covered work culture, let's talk about some weirdly specific jobs around the world. In Amsterdam, for example, you can work full-time as a bike fisherman. There are about 12 to 15,000 bikes fished out of the canal in Amsterdam every year using a giant claw. What kind of people lose their bikes in a canal? One thing is for certain, definitely not me, and definitely not more than 2 bikes in 2017 by accident. Definitely not. Now, how about people pushing? That's right, Japanese subways hire oshiya, or pushers, to make sure passengers fit into the train. They wear white gloves to, I guess, make it seem more civilized, and literally proceed to push people into the train. People pushers originated in the New York City subways, but they were just called New Yorkers. Dabawalas are workers in India that deliver tiffins, a type of lunchbox to homes and offices in Mumbai. They've been around for about 130 years and are still a thing despite all the new food delivery apps. They were the Uber Eats of the 1900s. Now in Germany, they hire garbage detectives, which aren't detectives that are bad at their job, but detectives that are hired to search through people's trash to find items that were incorrectly disposed of. Germany requires people to separate their trash into as many as 7 bins. One group of American residents actually faced a 1,785 euro fine for their recycling crimes. Another crazy job, which is pretty common in China, are professional mourners. These people are paid to cry and put on a performance at a funeral to make it seem less quiet and less empty. Others will go so far as to deliver eulogies and provide emotional support to families. Hi, thanks for coming in for the job interview. I'm sorry, are you okay? Oh, no, please don't. Huh? What do you think? You want me to do that at your grandma's funeral or what? You're hired! So if you've been looking for a career change, I hope I gave you some ideas. Or maybe not. Either way, hopefully you learned something new. Let us know in the comments any weird work culture differences you've experienced. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with new videos every week. A bientôt!